Hello. All right. Yeah. Here, you tap yours. All right. Oh God.
I think my laptop died. Is anything plugged in?
Oh, I haven't been paying the power bill.
It's all natural light.
The AC's just working because Sam's blowing real hard downstairs on the unit. He's like, listen, the least I can give you is some free air conditioning. He's running a leaf blower on top of the fans in that unit.
He's got a big stationary bike.
Just pedaling.
He's pedaling, and then it's got.
I was going to be doing this anyway.
Yeah. No, how cold do you want it? Oh, that's on. I'll big know how to put the blade.
I bootlegged my Peloton.
My goodness.
I hope like a snake or something falls out.
No, it's. I mean, it's fixed.
It's in stasis.
Yeah.
Although those tiles over there are gonna fall down. I think he just decided to
Oh,
scrap.
I didn't even notice that part.
He just decided to scrap those. I think he's like, what? 3 more fall? What do I care? What am I gonna waste screws on these singular tiles?
I mentioned to him that I heard those are expensive, and then he got real cagey. He didn't like that I
knew how much it cost.
He didn't like that I seemed to know that.
So I kind of see where you're coming from, Sam.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy.
Should we find a roofer for him? Should we just go to Home Depot one morning?
I honestly think at this point we should find him tenants. No, we should. No, we should find him. Yeah, get a roofer. What if we just have to explain to Sam? We're like, Sam's like, I don't know how to hire anybody. And we're like, Sam, get Craigslist. He's like, well, my daughter took the computer.
My daughter took the computer.
Sam, you have
school?
a smartphone.
No, I don't. You just think I do.
It's suddenly us just showing Sam how to use a smartphone and look
we go into Sam's apartment and it's even worse. He's got a giant hole in the floor. He's like, I don't know how to hire anybody. This job is so hard.
He's like, I just keep moving into whatever apartment gets shittiest of my units. But I can't.
I started out up there. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been moving my way downstairs slowly.
That would be a great move to get our sympathy. We go down there, Sam's covered in ceiling tile. He's like, oh, sorry, guys. I've just been working on this all day.
I kind of been working on myself for a while. You guys are so selfish. You never even think about what I'm going through.
The super within. And it's like a self-help book it's got a guy opening up his maintenance uniform, and then he's got the Superman.
He's got the Superman
underneath it.
He's got like a Dickies work thing, and then there's just
unlocking the super within.
Unlocking the.
How are you gonna fix someone's shower so they can shower themselves if you yourself have an unclean soul? And then meanwhile,
first clean yourself.
Meanwhile, there's just some lady whose apartment's on fire.
He's
the fire extinguisher's not working.
Sam is pushing up his reading glasses. Let me check the index for fire.
This looks like a job for someone else. No one wants to work.
I don't have a whole lot of money, and I don't think
Have you been asking around? Well, no one's asked me.
No one's asking me. I need a job.
Sam's just been waiting for someone to come up and be like, you guys need any roof work?
You need any roof work done?
He's waiting for a local band of gypsies.
Yeah, he's waiting for a caravan to park out front. And fucking...
He's waiting for a bunch of Irish settlers or travelers or whatever.
Start tap dancing on the front yard. Yeah. Well, the father comes up. You need to fix a roof. Meanwhile, someone is climbing up through the first story window, robbing him.
They're coming through to do the old scam where they say that a roof needs work.
Yeah.
And then Sam's like, actually, this roof does need work.
And then they're like, oh.
Oh.
Bluff called. Can't say this has happened before. How about we switch this over to resurfacing your driveway?
Sam, has anyone at all been willing to work? Well, I went through a whole thing with a bunch of gypsies scamming me.
Gypsies.
It was a whole thing.
There's stupid fucking songs. I couldn't sleep.
Everybody says go to Craigslist. Craigslist was the name of the gypsy caravan.
It's got like umlauts. It's got like the weird like Gaelic.
It was KRYG.
It's got like a Gaelic alphabet. Craigslist.
It was a caravan with Craigslist on the side. I mean, where you been staying? Do they got a roof?
There's a roof.
It is funny to think of the fact that neither of us like stay here for the most part, and then we're like, oh, so this part it's more or less just a podcast studio. And what part do we use? The part directly under the collapsing ceiling. Like we both have huge unused bedrooms.
Oh, my bedroom is bad.
What's going on in there?
When I left town, that like multicolored shelving thing, when I came back, it had just fallen over, and I've just been like, just like stepping over it. It's just like,
That's a big shelf.
Yeah, it's got a lot of shit in it too.
That's great. Sam's downstairs. She's like, my God, the roof collapsed again. No, I just had a shelf fall over.
He comes over and there's just a bunch of comic books and socks and underwear all over the floor. He's like, what the fuck?
The shelf fell over. Oh, I don't know what happened. I was in New Orleans.
Oh.
On vacation? No. What, do you guys need this apartment?
What are you doing? Are you the gypsies?
What kind of scam are you running?
What's your hustle here?
Some sort of hustle where you both rent an apartment that neither of you live in?
You're not renting it out.
Always needs maintenance.
You're not renting it out, are you? Is this like one of those rooms where you go to destroy shit for you?
We're renting it out to angry teens.
We just let kids party here.
Yeah. They have to bring their own booze, but if they can bring it, we don't question.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
If they want to bring a soda, that's fine. If they want to bring a big old bottle of bourbon, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
I'm at work, technically, I think.
Look, we charge $5
They
for
look
a
at you
cup.
like, yeah, you don't actually have a job legally. It's like, well, listen, let's not get into that. I still got a job, all right?
Yeah, no, I make most of my money selling cups to these kids. No, I'm not selling them booze. I sell the cup.
It's still the cup.
If they use the
Whatever
house keg.
If they use my keg, I gently chastise them. Say, oh, you kids.
That's the cops come to bust you. Sir, you've been providing alcohol to underage kids. What? Have those kids been drinking?
Are those kids drunk?
My booze?
Mine?
Your kids drank all my booze.
I go running upstairs.
Officer.
Just foam coming out. Arrest these children.
Officer, I'm just as mad as you are.
Arrest these children for theft.
You're just like, I think you're just like behind the cop's back. Like, I'm so sorry, Steve.
Sorry, guys. I gotta throw you guys under the bus. I already got 2 strikes. You guys.
Meanwhile, you're wasted wearing a Letterman's jacket you stole from a kid.
I don't know what's been going on here. I have class rings on all my fingers.
Dude, that's the thing. I remember one time I was watching those like Errol Morris first person things. Where he just interviews a person.
I said the cops coming for. Did they find out about our scam?
Yeah. The cops are coming for whatever we were just talking about. It's already left my
Already,
mind.
yeah. This is live streaming.
Let's try to go back to what we literally. Let's try.
This is live streaming onto the police scanner.
We're not recording. It's just the cops waiting for us to pause and the sound of a lighter. They're like, go.
Go.
Dude, I got in a fight last night.
They misjudge it because they try to drop through the ceiling, but they're like, that was easier than I thought. They just keep
right
going.
on through to the next level.
Too much force.
Yeah, how often are they? That'd be a great move. They're like, we're going to use the battering ram to break down the house. And then you secretly just take out all the supports from the house and exit out the back door.
They just batter, the house just collapses.
Oh no, we live next to a cliff. He painted a fake.
Dig a big hole underneath the door so they try and batter through and just fall in.
They're like, we're about to use the battering ram tank. And then on the inside, you're like, quick, keep digging, gang.
Keep digging. I'm going to get out of this hole real quick.
We're going to make it. They're going to fall into it. And then we're all going to cheer. We're going to hold the shovels and go. Dude, Star Wars is so cool.
It's fucking awesome.
No, man, last night I did a show in like Newport.
This guy's upset about every aspect of your personality very quickly.
I know, it's bizarre. Yeah, and then they fed a dog a piece of Italian sausage.
Yeah.
Which I'd eaten that sausage because it was on the pizza.
Yeah.
Very garlicky. Not good for a dog.
No.
So then I was like, well, you guys are just being dicks now. I was like, and you're feeding your dog garlic. I was like, and then they just kept getting more mad at me.
Well, now you're instigating.
Oh, we definitely got to that point of instigation. But no, they're trying
You crossed a line when you start talking, when you bring the dog into it.
They crossed the line when they didn't accept the fact that if we were to pull up the statistics, most of America smokes weed.
Oh, yeah.
That's when they crossed the line. If you mess with facts, because also then the dog thing, they were like, garlic's not bad for dogs. And I was like, yes, it is. Garlic and onion, that whole family of... And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, look it up.
And exactly. And if you're past the point of facts, that's when I'm going to get fisticuffs.
Yeah. That's
Which
when
is
you're...
a bad life lesson to live by, because most people who are good at fighting are past the point of facts.
Yeah, that's not a good time to start fighting.
Look, buddy.
Seems like you don't argue with your words. Let's fight.
Let's fight. That would be great.
All right, Colin Powell. Quit heckling.
Do you think there's anybody in, like, they live in, like, West Virginia or somewhere where it floods a lot, and they got a boat, and they're just keeping it, like, in their garage over the winter? Yeah, I got my boat in my garage. And then they find out, like, oh no, the West Virginia Valley's flooding. And then you just see on TV a boat just pop up out of the top of a garage. The guy's like, oh, god damn it.
When I was in New Orleans...
My boat, I forgot my boat was in my garage.
When I was in New Orleans...
The water level rose. My garage was waterproof.
My garage was waterproof. My boat...
My boat, however, was stronger than the roof.
Way stronger. The mast went right through.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Put a chimney in my garage?
I know.
Get a wood-burning stove, start making pizza, sell it out of my garage? Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Local musicians could play.
I'm already brewing my own beer.
we could do like a farmer's market thing on Sundays.
I could sell books, vegetables.
That's what the people need to know about, man. When was that you had that scheme?
Oh, man, that was probably like 2015, 16?
Young boy, fresh.
Yeah.
Got his own place.
Got his own place. I say, I don't want to get a new apartment. I'm going to live illegally in a store.
Yeah, instead of getting a new apartment, Eric is like a 20-year-old.
In an undeveloped neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm going to move to the worst part of Louisville. Not even the worst part crime-wise, just the worst part in terms of barrenness.
It's moving up.
The neighborhood
They have that one restaurant. They have that one restaurant.
The Guinness World Record for neighborhood that has longest been next.
Perpetual runner-up, Portland neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky.
Dude, they probably were so, like, when Portlandia came around, they were probably like, all right, gang, this is our chance.
This is our chance. We can trick people.
We can ride this wave. Finally get some people to move in this
Someone
neighborhood.
get a mural. We need a mural.
No, Eric was going to move into an underserved neighborhood
Yeah.
and open a business. Well, he was going to be an entrepreneur.
I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was going to sell books because I had a lot of books. And I didn't really need all of them.
It's always best is when you're opening a business to be like, well, what do I
What would I
have?
got already? What's laying around?
You just look around. Well, I guess my shop will sell ceiling
I guess
tiles.
I'll sell ceiling tiles. I got an extra futon.
Sam listens to the podcast episodes out of order, and he hears this first, and he's like, son of a bitch, they sold those ceiling tiles.
We're scrappers of ceiling tiles. We've been taking them out and flipping them.
You let Dan and Eric move into your apartment, they ripped the copper wire out of mine when they lived there.
They took the tiles out of mine.
And Sam, the floorboards are missing.
What happened? Sam, the fridge is broke, so I threw it away.
Yeah, the repair guy came and he said you'd sent him.
He said you sent. He said he was here for you. The oven's gone too. I don't know what happened to that.
He knew your name.
He knew your name. He said landlord.
He said we're here to see your landlord, and we said Sam, and he said, yeah, Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Sure. Yeah, we don't know your last name, so we thought your full name was Sam. Sure.
But also, I mean, people who are good at improv, they become stars. So if this guy was that good at improv,
Listen, this
he's not gonna
guy
be committing crimes.
He's probably the next Chris Farley, Sam.
He's gonna be in a Ed Helms vehicle. Hollywood is just like, it's just big craft services, just keeping the charade going. It's just like the deli tray industry.
Do you think the people who run craft services look at food trucks and they're like, you guys are fucking posers? We've been doing this shit for decades. Fucking Ann Taylor ate off my food truck.
Yeah, I guess that is true. In my mind, it would be the other way around, but I guess craft services is just for the stars.
Yeah, maybe food trucks people look at craft service like aspirationally.
Yeah.
Like, man, I could just be serving movie stars. And then just it's the grip coming up over and over again. Can you add more mayo? It's just gaffers coming up asking for Cliff Bars all day.
You're just at Bonnaroo talking to the bassist of Kings of Leon. You're going, no, this is like what I should be doing. Dealing with guys like you.
Yeah, this is what I deserve.
You're my kind of people.
I had to tell you I was famous. Yeah, but if we were in Hollywood, I
You
would have
didn't
known.
recognize me?
You would have recognized me if we were in Hollywood.
I'm just sitting here working at a...
The Hog Father food truck.
I just can't stop laughing. Just thinking, anytime I'm thinking of like a dumb food truck name, I just keep going, oh, that's real. That one's real, actually. Yep, no, I know someone who runs that one. Yeah, no, they sponsored a show one time. I can't. It's like, God, I can't even make up a fake food truck name.
They're all taken.
Yeah.
Every single one is taken.
And G. Noah's salami sandwiches. We do it on a fire engine. Fire engine.
Just spray salami at you.
Fire and Gino's salami sandwich.
Fire and Gino salami. Sandwiches.
Is it hot? No.
No,
Why? Because the fire. No, it's because of the truck.
because of the truck.
Also, we're gonna need the space for 4 food trucks.
And if everyone gets hot, we can just hose everybody down. We can clean all the food trucks.
We actually can't hose anyone down. We use that for mayo. And we don't sell
Can I
it.
get a side of mayo?
Stand back.
Everybody back up. Hope y'all took a number. Remember your place in line.
No, we actually had a part in Hollywood. We did that scene in Scary Movie 1. That was Enjinoy Salami.
We've got an IMDb page as a food truck.
Yeah. Yeah, can buildings have IMDb pages? Starred as a McDonald's in Falling Down. And in one episode, Everybody Loves Raymond as a bank.
Oh.
I bet like there's like a car IMDb.
Kit?
Car IMDb. No, it's just giving me cars IMDb. Top billed cast: Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen.
How do you think Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy got along on the set of Cars? On the set.
It was them, Paul Newman, Bonnie Hunt, all in a tiny little booth. Larry, can you take off the belt? He keeps hitting Paul Newman in the balls.
What?
All right, get her done.
Get her done.
That's not one of the lines.
I don't want to get her done. My balls are not done, Larry. I'm Paul Newman. I can still
Look,
get laid.
if you didn't get us that decent
If you can get us that diesel engine that we're running the sound booth on.
I can't think of words. If you did discount, that's the word. I was trying to think of discount, but I went too far and I said D, and then I was like, discount. That's not it.
D's count D's now.
All right, run it back. They're mad at Larry the Cable Guy. They're in a
His
booth.
giant belt buckle in the
His
audio
belt
booth.
buckle keeps tickling Bonnie Hunt in the belly. She might be pregnant. Not
Yeah.
cool.
And nobody's getting their belly button fiddled
Yeah.
with.
And then they're going, Larry, if you didn't get us that decent discount at Fire Enjinoy salami sandwich with mayo.
Because it was your old fire truck. They bought you. They bought it from
Because you won the Who Can Drink the Mayo challenge 3 years in a row.
Because you unhinged your jaw and put it around the mayo hose.
We here at Fire Engine. I have to focus so hard to say it. We here at Fire Enjinoy salami sandwich food truck. We realized that the amount of mayo that goes into a hole, the ability to get it out of a hose, we're not serving that kind of volume. So then after about a week, we're like, because we put the new mayo in the back of the hose, and then we're like, well, by the time it gets to the front, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's hot sun.
Yeah.
We
The
accidentally
hose lays on the ground.
the hose lays on black
Rats
asphalt.
run in there.
So once a year we say, hey, who can suck the hose?
Who
clean?
can suck the Fire Enginoa salami fire truck?
You did it great. You should be our spokesman. You said it with confidence. Everybody, come on out to Gordon's grocery store on the market, town market. Neighbor, are you
You talking about my store?
Are you sure this is the name of the store? Wait, yeah, we didn't finish what your dream was.
Oh, yeah. So, organic vegetables.
Yeah.
From our friend who promptly quit growing organic
Yeah.
vegetables.
From our friend who was, I believe, 1 year into a 3-year stint of being a farmer.
And I think he was on he was 2.5 years into that 3-year journey.
He was already kind of on his way.
He was pretty much already on his way out.
That would be great if he's like, Eric, I don't think that's a good idea. And then you leave, and he turns to his wife. Eric had a great idea. I just don't want to keep farming.
I could have told him someone else's name, but...
That's a brilliant concept.
So it was going to be the 3 things this underserved neighborhood needed most. Books. Vegetables, and theater. Comedy shows, experimental plays,
And just your old copy of Gore Vidal's
weird-
Abe Lincoln.
weird cello music. sound collages, all the things this neighborhood needed. They would have flocked to it.
I tell you what, with that kind of theater, you'd be selling a lot of tomatoes.
I still can't believe I actually went and looked at that place and talked to that lady, and she called me back like 3 different times to be like, "Are you sure you don't want to do this?"
I feel like, well, I had to at one point reiterate to you that sink was not enough. I remember wasn't it just an open room too?
No, it had a place where I could have slept.
Okay.
It had like a back room, yeah.
We might have another copy of that in storage. You just go take a nap.
Let me go check in the back. And then like 30 minutes later, they just hear an old school alarm clock going off, and I come out with my sleep mask up. With my fucking like pajama hat on with the little ball at the end.
I'd like to buy this copy of X-Men Legends for PS2. Then you're like, ooh, actually, let me double check that this. Give me just a second to check this.
Make sure this works.
The door is here.
You keep hearing Wolverine making the same repetitive noises. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
No, man, it had no. So all it had was a sink, right?
It had a big
Well,
like
didn't
a.
it only have the bathroom sink?
No, it had like a. I mean, that sink was in the bathroom, yes, but it was like one of the. It was one of those.
I mean, that sink was a toilet.
It was, and that sink was just the back of the toilet.
The bowl water's fresh.
No, the tank water is fresh, not the bowl water.
I've been drinking out of the wrong one.
You can let your dog drink out of the tank. It's not the bowl. But it was one of those big sinks, you know, like you see them like in a garage sometime, or like maybe you could wash like a tiny dog in it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know.
So I could hop in there, kind of crouch down.
How long do you think? Do you think you would have actually tried to have gotten in it?
I probably would have gotten really drunk and tried that and broke it.
Exactly. I was about to say, I imagine the place didn't have good AC, if any.
Probably not.
You're just in a windowless.
It had windows. It was a storefront.
That's not open window. That's not a breeze.
Oh, okay. When you said windowless room, I was like, it's not a box.
No, well, it said it'd be a sweat box.
Well, the office, my bedroom, was protected.
Yeah, but it's not. What do you get? Like a portable AC unit?
Sure.
Well, actually, this is a great plan now. Portable AC unit. You have to get a mini fridge.
I eat the vegetables. I go vegan. I don't sell any of the vegetables.
You got regular Steve Jobs over here.
Become a fruitarian. Now you get a hot plate, some lunch
to heat
meat,
up your vegetables.
some lunch meat,
You don't have a fridge though.
mini fridge.
Mini fridge.
I see mini fridges on Facebook Marketplace for like $20 all the time.
That's true.
I should start flipping them. That's my new business plan.
That is a great business plan.
Eric's Refrigeration and etc. I mean, like, we're out of fridges. Do you need a green pepper? Or a copy? Or a copy of The Anatomy of Criticism? It's a little bit dense.
Everybody, we've got a great headliner coming through tonight. Stuart Huff's going to be here. And remember, everybody, bananas are half off.
They are rotten, but if you are making banana bread, they are perfect.
They are good to have. Have you seen your next? Before I bring up your next comic, who here follows us on Instagram? You do? All right, you get a pepper.
There you go. Bell peppers for everybody.
If anybody needs some broth, put it on my tab.
Would anyone like some organic sorghum bone broth? I've been picking up chicken wing bones off the street all week and boiling them in salt water.
Dogs only. That would be a good scam for like dogs.
What, to eat chicken
Well,
bones?
if dog broth was a thing that made you a lot of money, that'd be a great scam.
That'll be my next one.
Is you go, not dog broth.
I got all kinds of
not dog
scams.
broth.
Yeah, not broth for dogs.
If dog broth is a thing, I got a better scam. You go on Rover, you pretend. You pretend you're walking a bunch of dogs. You get a big old cooking pot.
Ugh.
Your dog ran away. And meanwhile, I've got a big bowl of stew.
Just eating stew. Eating a weird looking steak.
I cough up the tag.
Cough up a hairball.
We've tracked the microchip to this guy's ass.
This guy-
Steve, say it's in his belly.
How do we know it's in his ass already?
It's probably in some guy's ass. We don't talk like that at the FBI.
Yeah, dog wrangling division.
Well, in my mind, I'd already taken the concept further. This is just some guy who does, like, GPS tracking. No, man. Hopefully nothing, you know what I mean? All clean.
All clean?
All clean.
All clean.
So what made you not get that place?
Oh
What made you
man, I
decide to
just
not give back to the
I
West
couldn't
End
get a loan
community?
for the $450 a month it was costing. It was like an absurdly cheap amount, and I told her, I was like, I think I might do like music shows here. Like, think that would be like a problem? And she looked confused for a minute because I was like telling her I wanted to open a grocery bookstore. She's like, "You're gonna do music too?" I'm like, "I'm gonna do everything." And my eyes get real wide, and I just keep sniffing. And she's like, "I don't know if this guy's got money."
I'm just trying to fuck realtors.
Are you horny?
I just set up.
Why don't we go into my bedroom?
I just set up showings with babes.
She was like, I mean, I don't think it'll be a problem. The guy who lives upstairs is deaf.
Oh, that would have been cool.
He was like super old, so he was like, he can't really hear. So it would have worked.
That would have been perfect.
I mean, it kind of would have worked. Not really.
It sounded like it would have worked.
It would have been a fun year. It would have been a very interesting year, but I think that would have been a 1-year lease situation.
Someone stole all our inventory. Well, what was it worth? I'm going to have to check Half Price Books.
And then we run over to Half Price Books.
To tally up a bunch of shit.
This is going to take forever.
We've recovered your inventory. There's a bunch of rotten vegetables.
And one dead actor. I don't know what you want us to do with this guy.
We think he was doing some sort of play. He's dressed up as a seagull.
He's doing something. Nothing he said made any sense. Was he doing Ionesco when he was captured?
You know, it'd be a mean thing someone could say on like a Yelp review. I know you can't always expect the best with the experimental theater, but I at least hoped these peaches would be quality. Because you have like bad peaches. They like, they don't like your produce.
I didn't realize you were writing a bad Yelp review for mine.
Yeah, it's bad Yelp review for your business.
Listen, I'm fine with wanky theater, but these peppers were disgusting.
I know 3 40-year-olds aren't going to do the best You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown live.
But this is the wrong part of the rhubarb. I could have died.
But this encyclopedia was drenched with paint. Well, that's from the experimental theater.
And I could hardly even hear him I could hardly even hear the play over the snoring from the back.
You have a strict no reading in the store policy. And then someone's like, "Can we do a poetry reading?" You're like, "Ooh,
This ain't a library, buddy.
this is no, we're gonna do a poetry reading. Not in here.
Not in here.
You gotta buy your own book.
Not on my watch."
That'd be a great scam.
They're like, "I'm Rupi Kaur. I'm very
got-
famous. I could bring lots of people in here."
You gotta get me. I'll put your book in the store. You buy your book, and you can read it.
Then you can read it. What do you think?
It's fair.
It's only fair to me.
I'm a business owner.
Business owner, I got bill to pay.
They're just like, yeah, we don't know what this business is. No one comes here. And the water bill is really high.
It's fucking astronomical.
The electricity's higher than we expect.
I think the owner just bought it as a place to learn how to ride the unicycle. Every time I walk by, he's trying to get on his unicycle.
This guy's definitely growing weed. This is a front if I've ever seen one. They bust down the door, and they're like, some sort of fake grocery store / theater place.
I bet I know what's in the back room. Kick that door down. It's just me sleeping.
It's you fanning yourself, playing X-Men Legends from PS2.
Soaking wet.
You can keep busting down doors, but eventually a deaf guy's gonna get pretty mad.
Eventually, a deaf guy's gonna have a heart attack when he turns around and sees you.
Dude, that would be wild. I bet deaf people, no, they're probably like numb to it.
That's how Sound of Metal ends. He
Really?
just turns around and he goes, "Whoa!"
The SWAT.
And then it cuts to black.
No, like if you were a deaf guy and all of a sudden you turn around, there's like a SWAT team coming. People coming down on ropes from helicopters and shit. It's like, whoa.
Didn't see that one coming.
Jesus.
I'm just trying to watch MASH with subtitles.
MASH with subtitles is probably great.
I mean, MASH without subtitles is great. Even if you're deaf, you can just look at Hawkeye.
Do you think they do like dub MASH in like other countries?
Like Korean?
We could probably. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. That is where I was going with that. Do you think we could redo MASH, but we make it the war on drugs? No, I had something, but that's what it was. Never mind.
All right.
I thought I could transition into an idea I had that I wrote down, but I have to do it the opposite way.
To write it down again?
So you know Bo Burnham's Inside?
Sure.
This guy, he's recording himself, made his own funny songs.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Us Randy Newman fans all remember. I'll remember in the 90s when Randy Newman, he locked himself in an apartment with a Polaroid camera, bunch of cassette players.
Just went to town.
He went to town because he had locked himself in the apartment because he was like, the Gulf War started.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna come attack us.
My Los Angeles home will be bombed at any moment.
I'm gonna sit in my Los Angeles home. I'm gonna paint the roof camouflage.
Yeah.
And then just hide in here.
I'm gonna go down into the basement.
And I'm gonna make some songs. Sing about how I'm feeling. Take a Polaroid of myself.
See how fat I get off my ration
And
kits.
eventually he was like, okay, the Gulf War, they got Saddam.
It's all over with.
He was in there for about 15 years.
He was in there from 1991 to 2007.
People are like, why didn't Randy Newman put out more solo work in that period?
Well, he was inside.
It's Randy Newman Inside. That's actually what they titled the newspaper profile about the album.
Randy Newman Inside.
Yeah, which is where I think Bo Burnham got it from.
I like to think about Inside Randy Newman. Know what I mean?
Dude. And it's a movie about where Randy Newman's sick, so they shrink. They shrink a bunch of doctors on a little submarine. We're going to need to go inside, Randy Newman. And then me in the audience, I'm like, titular line.
I think they're going to shrink that thing.
They just use the titular line.
That's the name of the movie.
We're going inside, Randy. They just said that. All right, so in the script, we have him say we're going to go inside Randy Newman. Then we got to do a pause, a beat for the audience to look at each other and say, that's the titular line.
That's the line.
Then we're going to have him reiterate that line so we can get back into the plot.
Get right back into it. Because no one's going to be paying attention for the next 10 seconds.
I used to direct comedy. I know about waiting for the laugh. Taking it to the next level. Also, we can't show anything important after there's nudity on screen.
Because everyone's jerking off.
Everyone's jerking off, or they're looking away so they can prove to their significant other that they
are faithful.
They are.
They're
I don't
completely
find Zoe
faithful.
Kravitz attractive.
They're completely faithful. They won't even look at Zoe Kravitz naked on screen.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I would. Zoe, if you're out there wondering, like,
Would Dan?
if you're like, I want to make a movie, but I don't know if people are interested.
I don't know if people want to look at me naked.
Zoe Kravitz, outside.
Oh.
It's outside her body. I don't get why that's offensive.
I don't know.
It'd be gross if I was like, I'm trying to look inside.
Trying to
Rubbing my hands.
gynecologize Zoe
Trying to-
Kravitz.
Baby, it ain't over till it's over. She's like, stop bringing up my dad.
What's going on here?
American woman. This is not as sexy as you think it is. And then I'm like, oh, that's your dad. I just love crap.
I just love Lenny.
I do this with all the ladies. I'm like,
Hunger Games?
are you gonna go my way? Oh yeah, he was in the Hunger Games.
Yeah. He's the fashion designer.
I mean, that's something he got into in real life after his pants kept splitting.
From his massive cock.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I
A lot
designed.
of people split their pants in the front, Lenny.
I designed breakaway slacks. A new kind of breakaway slacks.
I need a 48-inch inseam.
Yeah. He was like Janet Jackson, African American woman. Justin Timberlake, Jewish guy. He thinks Justin Timberlake's Jewish. Justin Timberlake's Jewish guy. They got all that publicity for showing nudity during a performance.
What if?
They were at the Super Bowl. What if me at this kid's soccer game split my fucking trousers? Suddenly it's like, hey, who's got that T-ball stand on the field?
Who stole the T-ball stand
Yeah.
and brought it to this
Soccer
children's
game.
soccer game?
And put it down, Grammy Award winning.
Put it down right in front of the legendary Lenny Kravitz.
You should have a mic stand.
It should have a guitar strap or something.
Yeah. Not a T-ball stand. Lenny Kravitz just his guitar resting on the T-ball stand. Now it is a T-ball stand.
No,
for
it is
real.
a T-ball stand.
But his guitar's raised awkwardly like,
Shredding.
I shouldn't have forgot my strap.
Yeah. Lenny Kravitz's strap breaks one time. He's like, hold on a minute. Someone just showed me their tits. I'll rest it on my cock.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do some comedy closing out the Little League World Series. They told me there'd be a stool. Oh, no, we got something else you can put stuff on. I don't... It's a T. Oh, in our business, this
This is what it looks like.
is the object that we put stuff on
This is
waist high.
where we put things.
A T-ball stand. Even in the MLB.
What did you expect?
Even in baseball.
Even in the LLWS.
Even in the LL Bean.
We're calling it a tie.
We're calling it.
We're calling it. Yeah, the refs are just getting the NBA refs are getting real blatant with their fucking corruption.
Both
They're like,
teams are going through.
we're calling it.
We're stacking the Eastern Conference.
Fuck the West.
Yeah, because eventually they're going to make us face each other. So they're only going to have one team.
And we're friends.
They're going to have one team that's played all of the other teams. They're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, they're gonna be so tired.
We all... Let's all just practice. The Eastern Conference has decided to just practice. And then just sort of make an all-star team based on stats.
Guys, listen, there's 7 games. Why don't we just call this first one off? Let's just do 6.
It's the two teams in the finals, and they're like,
Dude, I'm tired.
no, they're like, hey, you know what? How about winner takes all? One game. Put it all on the line.
The coach comes out after they lose in game 7. He's like, double or nothing. 2 more minutes.
Wait, what's your definition of double here? We'll all quit. We'll all retire if we lose.
Can we do like a hair versus championship? We all have to shave our heads if we don't win this time.
If we don't win, you can fuck my wife.
This season, LeBron James is putting his career on the line. We're not doing the normal, like, each city is a team bullshit. It's going to be LeBron, and we're going to sort of set up, like, monsters from New Place. It'll be like, Milwaukee, find the biggest, scariest, gimmicky type guy. It'll go.
LeBron James is playing every mascot one-on-one in the league.
This season, we've changed it up.
Mascots versus teams.
And the season is over.
The mascots have
mascots
had
win.
enough. The mascots have won. Oh my god.
They watch so much basketball.
They probably shouldn't have rappelled in from the ceiling after every timeout and slam dunked, but I don't know where they keep getting those
I
trampolines.
can't guard this guy. He's like a giant lobster. He's got claws.
Who knows where the ball is going?
Man. I feel like we talked about mascots quite a bit on this show.
I know, we gotta get our special guest on sometime.
It is so funny that it's like you cross the country, get a different line of work,
Yeah.
and you're like an alcoholic. So it's all not
Wow.
you. But, well, I guess
I don't think Floyd was either.
you're right. I gotta bleep his name. Yeah. You know what I mean? You like completely get a different line of work, but then you're still like, yeah, I know someone who was a mess. It's like, are you afraid we're going to get you fired from your job in San Jose, California that you had 5 years ago?
Or are they gonna fire you from here because they found out you were a mascot? And they're like, that's stupid. That's stupid, man. You're fired.
It wasn't that. He wasn't worried about getting fired. He was just like, I'm just not trying to deal with all the signing autographs.
I don't want all the fan adoration, man.
Everyone's coming to the comedy caravan. Oh my God, are you the Eau Claire Owl?
I put that life behind me, man.
Can you do the owl dance you used to do at halftime? If I have to. And then
I have
he has
to.
a weird prop that he has already in his
He
pocket.
has it in his pocket. It's like a collapsible thing. It becomes like giant. He's like, all right, here we go then, I guess. He's suddenly wearing wings. Let me see if I can still remember how to spin my head around all the way.
He comes in to just be like work at the club like regularly. He just has his normal sound man clothes on. But it's like, why is it so puffy? And why is there pink fur coming out of...
Don't tell anyone I'm moonlighting.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't-
And then during the comedy show, it's like the comic's doing bad. And it's like, wow, I wish something would help bring this show up. He rips his shirt open.
Man, you guys, this is a bummer crowd, man. What can I do to get you all happy? Phil jumps through that window.
As a roll. While doing the roll, he rips his shirt open. Somehow puts on his... Who wants to dress up as a mustard?
What's a t-shirt?
I'm going to hold a hot dog, and then we'll get a guy dressed as mustard and a guy dressed as ketchup, and they'll race to catch me.
They just start playing the Curly Shuffle again.
No, he's in southern Kentucky. But no, he had a weird
Northern
strain.
Kentucky.
Sorry, northern Kentucky.
Come on.
Southern Kentucky. What's even down there? Fucking nothing.
Danville.
That's not a place you want to drop your keys.
What?
I was picturing dropping your keys as in like you're up in northern Kentucky, and you go, oh no, my keys dropped, and then they fall all the way down.
They fall all the way down the Appalachian Mountains.
They fall down to southern Kentucky. But then after I said it, I was like, that phrase kind of works better as like you're walking around southern Kentucky, and then you're like, this place sucks, let's get out of here. Oh no, I've lost my keys. I guess we're stuck in southern Kentucky.
I guess we live in
It's a great place to live.
It's a great place to visit.
Wow.
It's a great place to take the kids.
Great place to eat raw potato. You ever do that? You ever eat raw potato? Just shave a little bit of potato off?
I can't say I have.
My goodness.
I mean, I've had underdone French fries from shitty burger places. That's kind of a raw potato.
It's a raw deal.
It's a raw deal, raw potato.
Look,
raw
buddy, I don't know who
around.
you're trying to feed a raw potato to, but
It ain't me, buddy.
it ain't me.
Tired of this.
He does look like a Frisch's big boy.
You should do a bit
Back
about
then. He has one.
Let's play it real quick.
I don't think he ever.
Just play some bits from our friends.
Did he ever? I don't know if he ever turned this into a bit or not. But remember that time we went to go pick him up, and we were driving, and there was going to be 5 of us in the car, and when we picked him up, he was the last one to get picked up, and all three of us were already sitting in the back seat, and then he was like, he came out, and he's like, oh, I didn't know I was fat. I didn't know I was automatic front seat fat.
He didn't even say it like that. He was angry.
You know, he was mad.
He's like, I'm not automatic front seat fat. I'm just fat.
He's like, I just want to lose weight so one day I can sit in the middle. Know what it feels like to have the most awkward spot in the car.
Yeah. I guess when he moved to New York, he had to lose some weight just so he could fit on the train.
Yeah. Well,
We shouldn't mock him.
No,
He's doing great.
He's looking great.
He's doing great.
He is one of those people where it's very funny when like you're like, oh, Ronan, that big fat angry guy, and then people are like, he's none of those things.
He's not fat or angry. He's actually kind of like introspective and nice. Wears glasses.
Not,
I mean, I guess he does yell still, but it's not like angry.
and then I'm like, no, you just don't know him like I do. I knew him in passing 6 years ago. What are you, his roommate? Yeah, you don't know him like I do.
You don't know him like I do.
No, angry, overweight.
Getting into fights on stage somehow constantly,
Yeah.
more than anyone I've ever seen.
Lives with his parents in Louisville. Ronan, you know him.
Red Lobster employee,
Yeah, Red Lobster employee.
spilling soup.
He spilled soup.
Remember that guy that worked at the club who had that George, the guy with the stupid beard thing?
Yeah, he had like
He
one
brought
of those like
like Incubus.
Ozfest
Yeah, like
beards.
there you go. Ozfest beard. That's a very good way of putting
Yeah.
it. Him and his lady went in there, and he like just immediately spilled a soup on her.
On purpose.
No.
Dude, that would be so bold.
Just drop a soup on somebody.
Imagine you're like a bad server. like in a rebel way. Like you're a bad
I'm a bad boy.
like jackass. like bad Santa but server. No, and you're like, fuck that table. I'm gonna spill a soup on him.
I'm gonna spill the next soup on him. I'm gonna knock his water over when I do
swear to
it.
God, the next fucking person who orders a soup, I'm spilling it.
I'm dropping that shit right on their lap.
I've had such a bad day at work.
It's not even gonna look like a spill,
I've had a terrible week. Ma'am, I'm gonna need to
ma'am.
send you to prison.
You're going to jail for life.
I'm gonna need you to go into the Panopticon.
We're sending you to Leavenworth.
We sentence you to the hottest prison in Alabama. Sir, you can't sentence people across state lines.
I'm the judge.
I'm the judge. This is Iowa, sir.
I'll be the judge of that. It must suck being married to a judge. How many times would he say that in an argument?
Dude.
I'll be the judge of that. Shut up.
It would suck to be a judge in general because it's like okay to be like married to a judge. Because any argument, it's like, well, it's either his decision or I have to get 12 fucking people together.
I gotta find 12 people real quick. I gotta go start knocking on doors in the neighborhood.
I either have to defer to him or I need to pay a bunch of people lunch.
I gotta give a bunch of people $8 for lunch.
I remember my dad told me when I was a kid, he was like, yeah, I'm on jury duty. We get $7 for lunch.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
remember
ridiculously.
being like, dude, you're living on cloud 9. You get to go to downtown and get $7 a day to buy lunch.
My mom did
I
jury
want to go
duty.
to jury duty.
My mom did jury duty a couple years ago, and she did not love the jury duty, but she was a big fan of the lunch. She was like, "There's this restaurant, and I think they price the stuff based on people doing jury duty. Everything is like $7 or $8. It's delicious."
That would be amazing to be like that restaurant. You're like, yeah, each week we just get a new bunch of people who are like
We get
super excited.
New batch of regulars.
They think they've discovered some fucking place.
Every once in a while we get 12 angry men, but that'll happen. That'll happen.
I've noticed when it's a murder trial, meatballs. Meatballs go.
He's like checking the docket to set the menu.
A lot of gruesome murders. I'm thinking a pot roast.
Pot
And
roast.
then we can do a stew.
Hot roast, some mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
a stew, comfort food.
Yeah.
Just a DUI, sandwiches, something light.
Something
It's an open and shut case.
How mad was your mom when they finally
When she showed up for the jury duty next week, like, I volunteer. Can you volunteer for jury duty? I know you can't do it for a specific case.
a bunch of Italian mobs like, yeah, we'd all like to volunteer for jury duty.
Yeah. We'd like to volunteer for any time in the next coming 2 weeks. There's 150 of us. You cannot deny us our rights as jurors. Jurors' rights.
And then they would hate the sandwich place.
Where's the capicola?
Where's the fire?
Where the gabagool?
Where's the fire engine?
It's the fire engine show now. It's a mile out.
But they were asking me, this is when the conversation was still friendly.
Yeah.
And they were like, where do you live in Louisville? And I was like, oh, I live in Old Louisville. And then they went, so you're like some hipster kid. And then I went, where do you live? And they went, the Highlands. I said, well, you're some hipster kid. I'm at least cooler.
I'm at least not overpaying.
Yeah, and then when I was driving, I was doing that thing where I was driving and then just thinking in my head, I was like, here's something I should have said. But I was like, that guy's acting cool because he lives in Old Louisville, or he lives in the Highlands. I live in a mansion. Oh, you live in Old Louisville in a mansion? Whack.
Loser.
Yeah. When your roof falls isn't a house. When my roof falls, I can pretend like the castle's being sieged.
That's what we should do, man. We should just call the Historical Society
Oh, yeah.
and be like, hey, listen, man, this guy's not taking care
Oh,
of
let's
this
call the
place.
Historical Society and fuck up Sam's life. And then he's like, you have to change all the outlet panels. The color is wrong on the awning.
You don't have a roof?
Yeah, in the 1800s, they had roofs, Sam. I fucking read Mark Twain.
Well, these guys never pick up their mail.
That is such like an older, not like an old person, but like just a person, a non-millennial person.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you think mail exists still?
And Amazon is so organized, I bet if you just put your code in, it would just find a way to like spit the thing out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to go inside.
Well, I'm thinking, what do you do when you get big shit mailed?
It just spits it out.
Where you're like, I got a big tank of nitrous for kids' balloons.
Nitrous. Classic thing you inflate balloons with.
What do you inflate balloons with? Well, I saw that fucking Steve-O documentary and he kept filling balloons with nitrous. They never did show that party, though.
They never did show the party
They never did
afterwards.
show the kid's birthday party he was setting up for.
I mean, I know he's a clown.
That should have been Steve-O's cover.
I'm a clown.
Steve-O, you keep huffing gas.
I sound funny. I'm a clown.
He's like, I need it for my balloon animals. You're trying to put me out of work?
Just handing every child a dick balloon.
Yeah, man. I like, my favorite David Bowie thing is, because that's what we were talking about.
That's who we're talking about today. Welcome to Funny Dinner.
A funny dinner. That's so Raven. It's a future I can see.
Did he do the song for That's So Raven?
The original, before it was the theme song of the show.
He just that's a licensed song.
Yeah, the theme song is a cover.
Yeah, it's from Pinups.
We're gonna buy. It's not from Pinups.
That is a cover album. You're right. It can't be from Pinups. I picked the worst possible.
The only
picked the
one.
only one that it couldn't be.
So how do you like your new jobs?
I quit one of them.
Tell the folks that story.
It's not a very exciting story, but
The whole thing. How long did you work there?
I worked there for 3 in 20 minutes. 3 shifts in 20 minutes.
Were you gonna say hours?
They just kept yanking me around. They were like, we're gonna have you do this. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. I'll do that. I'm like getting money.
You hired me as a server, not a roller silverware. I'm not hired as a side worker.
But yeah, I mean, the food just sucked, and some dude said something to me, and I was like, yeah, this is a barbecue place without a smoker. This place is fucking stupid. This food sucks. I don't like this job. I don't like any of you guys. I'm gonna leave now.
Dude. That's where it's at, man.
It felt really good. I've never done anything like that before.
Oh, dude, that shit's great. At that, like, fish restaurant I worked at, there's this kid who was, like, 19 and just took this, like, job. He was a host. He was one of those people who was like, I'm a host, and then one day I'll be a food runner, and then one day I'll run this place. And that's, like, my dream.
I'll run this corporate chain.
Yeah, exactly. I'll run. And it was like, and one time he was just like bugging me about some shit that like didn't matter.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, look, I know like in the scheme of your life, this seems like it's really important. And like doing a good job here seems like it's like very important and it brings you like a lot of pride. But like, trust me, it is not important. None of this
shouldn't
matters.
be proud.
Yeah, literally.
You are not gonna. You're never even gonna be a food runner. You're never even gonna take that next step.
No, what I told him, I was like, this is the only place you work, so you think all this makes sense, and you're like, yeah, no, this is right, this is good money. I've worked elsewhere. I know this place sucks, and I was like, so I'm just watching you putting your whole like reputation and pride in something that sucks, and I was like, and it's a bummer. And then that guy quit like 2 days later.
Nice.
And then he came back like 6 months later.
And he's like, you're right.
Exactly. He like had gotten a new job. And he was like, I'm making a ton of money. I'm like... And he and I were buddies. He was all happy to see me.
Oh my God. That's great.
Yeah, man. It was just so fun. It was so funny with all that shit to just be like, you're confusing this for a career.
I was like,
You're under the impression that this is like, you're under the impression that any of this matters.
yeah.
Because that's even like with like, oh, I have to do good here because it'll be a reference. Or you just not put it down. If
Yeah,
you
just don't put it down.
You get fired,
Yeah.
or you have a bad job, or you don't like just don't fucking put it down.
Yeah.
Also, like I've gotten a job before by just lying, saying I worked at a place that was out of business,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Perfect. We're gonna do zero follow through to check that."
Yeah. How are they going to check it out? It's closed.
Yeah, and then once you realize that, you're like, "Oh, this whole thing is just a lie.
Yeah.
None of this matters."
Because it's not like, I mean, fucking being a server is like the easiest fucking job in the world.
Oh, I just moved here from Texas, where I was the head server of a 5-star restaurant.
The Armadillo Lounge.
I'm looking for a new. You can't look us up online because we were exclusive, like club type.
Yeah, you had to have a membership.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you can go look at their website, but it is behind a paywall. Their menu's behind a paywall. Their menu and contact information. Have you looked at any other restaurant websites this month? You're probably over your limit. I don't think you're going to be able to get in.
It looks like they have an appetizer of shrimp, and then also god damn it, paywall. The little thing pops
It finally pops up. I've reached my limit. Damn it.
I can sort of see that they have soup.
Well, how is the shrimp platter? It sucked.
You just
You ever
had,
had Texas shrimp?
you just had to read all those Vulture articles.
Why did I have to read that review of Industry?
When did Olive Garden become part of the AV Club network?
Why can't these people be like the Guardian and just committed to good food menu presentation? No paywall.
No, 4th of July, I'm going to be in Davenport, Iowa, next to a garage. They couldn't book the garage.
They couldn't get the garage.
They tried to get the garage, and it took several weeks. And then at one point, he was like, I'll know by Monday.
But
Monday comes around,
the driveway, it's for sure.
driveway, just as good.
Just as good.
Well, then why?
And I know I've been
I
listening
know
to
it's
your...
not just as good, because when I initially said this, you didn't say garage or driveway, equally good options.
equal value.
You didn't mention the driveway until...
Well, he just started listening to the podcast. He's like, it seems like he's fine with no roof.
It's possibly true.
You're probably going to be doing a lot of plein air shows.
Yeah.
Once everyone knows how comfy you are roofless.
A lot of open air amphitheaters.
Iroquois Amphitheater is going to get in touch with you soon.
We're closing for remodeling for a few weeks. I don't think you are.
I don't think you are at all.
Can you take that roof all the way off?
And I'm
I'll
good.
work half price.
Make it worse, and I'll work for cheap.
We'll do a door. We'll do a door deal.
For the roof.
Door deal. I'm trying to do a roof deal. And you know what the deal is? 0%.
No, like the kitchens are definitely different every time. But like in terms of the people who are working there, it's like, oh yeah, you have the bitch that opened the place and is entitled. You've got the drunk lady. I was looking in the mirror for that one. You've got the... You've got...
Yeah, this drunk bitch with her patchy mustache. Oh, I'm sorry. You got...
You've got the guy in the back who you're not quite sure what his job is outside of selling weed to everyone who works there. You've got the gay bartender, and you've got the really hot host, and they all have exactly the same personalities and the exact same jobs.
I'm going to try to just go and get a bunch of different serving jobs everywhere, just so I can meet a bunch of hosts.
Just trying to meet my host wife.
I'm just trying to meet a bunch of 19-year-olds.
When they introduced me to her, they were
meet a
like...
bunch of 19-year-olds who are way too wide-eyed of the world.
When they introduced me to her, they were like, and this is blah, blah, blah. She's the one who really keeps this restaurant going. I was like, are you insane?
Except during finals week, when just to prepare.
Except during prom.
Yeah.
We closed down for prom week. She's
gotta
got to
study.
date at all the schools.
I mean, AP Bio is a hard class. It is Father's Day, so that's did you get your dad anything?
I did not, no. Shot him a little.
This
shot
is
him a
our
little.
Father's Day spectacular.
Shot him a little text.
What was your text?
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, hell yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
That's something a dad would appreciate.
Yeah.
Your dad's like smoking a cigar with like a thing of scotch and he just gets that text. Classic.
Classic. He closes his
My
like
son's so tasteful.
so tasteful. Mmm. Nice vintage in my glass, nice vintage in my inbox.
I read almost exclusively old text messages. Yeah, Tim and
In the light of the Ellen controversy.
Are Tim and Eric ever like just like just being really lazy and they're like, just do like a blank.
Man, it might be easier to write a joke.
They're like, just do like a blank screen. It'll say it's like alternative comedy or something.
I don't know, man.
Adult Swim will be too afraid to tell us it's not good.
We run this place now.
Yeah. Today's episode is just going to be an 8-year-old dancing. It's a boy in his room dancing.
for 15 minutes.
Is this funny? I don't know, but I really need a vacation. Hey, if you need more things to hear,
Oh, yeah.
listen to this. Well, you already listened to this. Don't listen to this. Hey, if you're hearing this first, don't listen to the episode.
If you need more, ask yourself why.
Yeah. If for some reason you haven't listened to the episode, don't listen to it. And instead, use that time go to patreon.com/stormfront.tv. It's a hack. We're teaching you how to hack your computer.
Go to DOS.
Yeah. Put your computer in DOS mode, delete everything,
Delete all the drivers.
and restart it.
Restart. And then
I just heard how Bitcoin works. The way you get rich is you're going to want to throw your computer out a
if you
window.
want to send me some Bitcoin, my address is 11. Go to Patreon.
Patreon.
There's more there.
You can figure it out.